Hello, Grubsters, and welcome into patch 1.33. Long have we waited. It released yesterday on June 14th. Now this is a PTR, a public test realm, and it is not yet live. It is slated to be up for about 2 weeks of testing, and I want to share with you everything that I know about it so far. Apparently, in the current version, the editor is quite broken. So if it releases like this, it will be fairly catastrophic for the custom game section. This is not something I've tested myself, but I've heard from several people. He's talking to his YouTube friends now, not us, Saj. No, it's all of you, but I want to make sure that I have good diction. Now, what is new on this PTR? First of all, you'll see that the menus are more snappy than before. The main menu of Warcraft Reforged client runs on Chromium, and this was improved. It was very laggy before. And you can see now that you can open and close menus much quicker. This also seems new to me, and I'm not 100% sure it is, but it seems so, that there's hotkeys to everything. Maybe this is not new, but maybe it is. Now, you also notice that there's local area network. Is this actually local area network? That is the question. Let's test it out. I am in a local area network game, and I don't see anyone to be invited, which is the right thing that I should see. Let's see whether I actually have 0 ping when I'm inside a game. And of course, also keep in mind that, yeah, 50 ping. So I'm still connected to the server. Always online, Pepe hands. Also, did you hear that? They have removed the repeat delay of building sounds. It does not surprise me that 2022 Blizzard that used presumably one person to push an update that had already largely been built. I want to be clear here, the ranked, there had already been done a lot of work on ranked before they fired the entire team. And there had already been done a lot of extra work on the campaign that didn't make it into the shipped version of the game that was so universally reviled and got a 0.5 on Metacritic. This work had been done and was just lying around because there was nobody left to upload it. I'm reminded of a person that walks by a desk of a long since vacated office, sees a manuscript and thinks, hey, is this from Asimov? Hasn't he been dead for 15 years? Oh my god, an undiscovered manuscript. I'm going to publish it, and I'm gonna let everyone know that this wasn't the finished work, but we don't want to adulterate this work with a ghostwriter. We'll just publish it as is. It's Asimov, so it'll probably sell very well anyway, even if the story has no beginning and no end. No forward, just publish it and sell it. Good for the Asimov estate. It feels like that. Someone saw someone else's unfinished homework here and released it without the due diligence check. Now, it's on a PTR, but let's not be too naive. We've been naive before, and let's not fool ourselves that all of this is going to get fixed before release. But then again, always keep your heart open for optimism and light. Don't fall so much to jadedness that you can't see the light anymore when it shines you in the face. So while I am skeptical, I won't say it is impossible. After all, I have not much control over it. Our door is always open. But it is interesting that the repeat delay for sounds has been removed. I think we can make some new beats with this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wow, we can get some comedy gold with this. So that's pretty cool. Now keep in mind that some of this may be taken up by news media. News media like myself, one of the biggest, and of course anyone else, Dexerto and Bellular Gaming and whatnot. Everyone is gonna report on how Blizzard The prodigal son finally returns and has come out with another patch for Warcraft 3. And lo and behold, finally the promised ranked is here. Thank you so much for ranked. Everything is finally improved. W3 champions who? So we finally have ranked. But if you come back, and if this is going to be the live iteration, and you think we can finally play ranked and I can finally experience the beginning of where World of Warcraft story actually began. Let's replay the campaign, let's play ranked and try a couple of games. And you see, hey, we're very zoomed in. Where's that zoom in that I saw on the forehead streamer guy? Right? I'm so zoomed in. Can't I zoom out? Zoom 1920? Oh yeah, that doesn't work because that's actually a custom game adaptation that W3 Champions has inserted in their custom game, which is now our simulated ladder. As real as ever. Blizzard went for a pack of cigarettes and they never came back, did they? But we have a new stepdad now and he's taking care of us. He allows us to zoom in. Blizzard comes back. And is that our real father now? I don't think so. So, yeah, no zoom out, weird repeat of sounds. And they're just gonna leave again. So if this is going to take any PTR at all, if this is gonna take any PR at all into the world, and people come back and actually give Warcraft 3 another chance, and this stuff like this is still broken, then it's no good at all. That's why I'm saying this ranked is probably a net bad thing. We already have a better rank than we could ever have from Blizzard via W3 Champions. And while it is still cool to have the official ranked coming out, it's only good if the quality of life is good enough to support everything that we would want to be doing with it. Zoom out, customizable hotkeys for items, better ping, right? I want to have local area network 0 ping. I want to have a better ping for Brazilians, for Southeast Asians. So for instance, when I play against my friend Pato from Brazil, we can go on US East server via W3 Champions. We can select that for our custom game. And then I'll have 90 ping and he'll have 130. And that's not entirely fair, but it's a hell of a lot better than Brazilians generally got over the course of the health of the game of Warcraft 3. It's better than me on 30 and him on 260. And that's something W3 Champions offers, with the first truly well-working global ladder that Blizzard games have ever had. Tune into an Artosis stream and see him rage about turn rate because he's playing against someone from too far away. It's a common sight, really. In W3 Champions, the ping is much better. And that's because they have 18 servers. Or so, 16, 18, 19 servers or so to allow for global matchmaking to really feel good. More than the 3 to 4 servers Blizzard has always stiffed us with since the year 2000. And they could do more, but they just haven't. And that should deserve and receive criticism. Ranked Blizzard coming back, the real ranked, is cool. And I do like the look of the UI and it's more snappy now and you know there's a cool orc there and we can go to versus. But it needs to be good enough, not just the bare minimum. So we've established local area network is not yet with 0 ping. Single player already existed and is with 0 ping, so you can reach this functionality if you so desire. And this is most likely just a placeholder for now, and maybe LAN is still coming, technology will be there soon. The custom game section is, of course this is PTR, so people haven't rushed to start waiting for new visitors in their custom maps or 1v1 melee only noobs. So that's to be expected that it's empty if it's not entirely broken per se. Now the versus is the most interesting part. You've got unranked and ranked. Unranked looks much as it did before. You've got the 5 race tabs, though switching is still a little slow. I will say that this doesn't feel AAA. I know I probably shouldn't be queuing and asking for that many pictures that quickly, but it seems like it is not actually caching the footman icon, the grunt icon, but it's loading it as I go. Maybe it's because of the slow black fade out and fade in, but it seems to me it's not cached on the background, which is why I get this weird delay on everything. Okay, then I can choose 1v1, 2v2. If you choose map vetoes, any map vetoes at all. There will always be a red exclamation mark here. In 2-on-2, I haven't vetoed anything, so there's no red exclamation mark. I hate red exclamation marks. It means that something is broken or I need to look at something. This looks good to me. This looks bad to me. And all I've done is do exactly what I'm intended to do, which is to thumb down any maps that I don't want to play. So it's interesting and annoying that there's always a red exclamation mark. I know this is a small thing and not many of you may care about it, but I kind of do, and I don't think it's fantastic. So that's unranked. Now let's go to ranked. For ranked, they took all the ratio icons and they shrank them big time. After all, we don't have a lot of space on the screen. We must squeeze everything into 1/3 of the screen. So we cannot keep the ratio icons as big as they are if we want to keep the same box to fit everything in. That aside, I can still see what's what, though I will say it's rather tiny and weird feeling. What is this? Race selection for ants? Then there's game mode, same thing as before, same exclamation mark as before, kind of annoying. And you also notice that when it disappears, it flickers away like a ghost. Like, ah, no, I don't want to go. Kind of phases in and out of existence. Interesting, again, not a huge deal, but not super pretty. You'll play 5 placement modes to determine your initial league placement with the selected race. This is a decision that can be made. I personally find placement games very tedious. They do serve a purpose. Basically what placement games are, there is a larger MMR influence on every placement game you play. If normally you gain 20 MMR for a win and lose 20 MMR for a loss against an equally skilled player, then a placement game would see that increase to 40 MMR or 60 or even 80. And that will allow you to quickly find where you belong. This is good because it subjects a terrible player to 5 consecutive losses, and then they'll definitely find their rock bottom ladder rank. And a fantastic player will go 5-0 and they'll play among the best immediately. In a different system where you would start in a linear fashion at bronze 5 and you would need to earn every win 20 MMR per win, 20 MMR per win, then that could take you dozens of games to reach where you belong. The 2003 Battle.net rank system, you would need to play 15 games and win all of them in order to be counted among the top of the ladder and be able to meet the top of the ladder. So the first 13 games were like a snooze fest for me. Every time I had to make a smurf to abuse my, to do some bottom feeding and to make a new novelty account with an edgy name to put myself out there. Prisoner of lies. Who is it? It's me. 13 games of snooze fest. Now the placement games can help with that, but I think placement games are stressful for nublets and they are kind of boring for pro smurfs. Would 3 placement games be better? That's just my opinion. So, having said that, let's take a look at this. I like this a lot. W3 Champions does the same thing. They also show your win rate and wins and losses. And this is what Blizzard made. And I think in terms of UI, besides the fact that a lot of space isn't being used, and I also don't think the whole screen should be information and numbers. That's kind of a put off. I think this is this looks alright. MMR. It's even showing MMR, which is nice. And your wins, not your losses. This is considered best practice these days for psychology. For humans, it works better. And then there's a leaderboard. Some people have already started playing. Maybe I'll catch up and play some games as well. We can see some known names, Craft 290. That alone already proves that the system is not working well. Craft is a great player, and Hipposaurier is a great player. Craft on W3 Champions gets 2400 MMR, and Hipposaurier gets 2200 MMR. And I'm 22 right now, though probably I could be better if I practice more. But the fact that they have barely met any resistance proves that the system on Battle.net isn't working that well, or at the very least it highlights that there's still going to be a very large player base split if some people permanently decide to play on Battle.net, and some people permanently decide to play on W3 Champions, a split that I don't think is extremely healthy. Be that as it may, having a leaderboard inside the game is a good thing, and it's nice to have leaderboards back within the client. As I mentioned, W3 Champions could do the same thing, but again, they're a team of volunteers, and we can already check our rank for W3 Champions on the website, and that's good enough for all of us. But it's nice to have this inside the game. Of course, this is PTR, so is there only one page? It seems like there's only one page right now. This is PTR. I like the colorized racial, yeah, basically the colorized race. I think this shows your most played race. Oh wait, you have different MMR with every race. So not only is it your most played race, it is the race that you got there with. You can also check only human, only orc, with a rather large delay. That doesn't feel snappy. Who's the best human, who's the best orc? This is cool. I think this is cool. And I wish they adopted W3 Champions system exactly. Talk to them, learn exactly how the system works, and implement it. And also implement some extra servers. And then it could actually be fantastic. Now it's just gonna have a couple of things better and a whole lot of things worse. But for what it is, for how it looks pretty neat. Then there's an unranked tab, and it doesn't seem to have anything, because after all, how could you have a leaderboard for unranked? Goes against the spirit of unranked, doesn't it? So I don't know why there was the unranked tab. Finally, there's profiles. And we've seen these screenshots before. It looks really nice. Being able to finally see your lifetime stats within the client, with some pretty cool colorized banners, your wins and losses with every race, your highest MMR, some extra stuff. This is the logo for combatant, which is someone that hasn't played on the ranked yet. And then also a match history for all the games that you have played previously. I think that's really neat. And once we've played some games, I'll show what kind of info this shows as well. This is cool. Then campaign. Apparently there were some changes to campaign. These were also pre-made work that they simply pushed live now. I will rely on community posts or other creators to find out exactly, data mine or testing everything that changed. And when I know, I'll let you know. For the rest, let's try our first game, and that will be in a different video. Hope you enjoyed this preview. Campaign actually had... Oh, okay, cool. It's already on Reddit. Well, let's check it out then. Let's check it out. Okay, guys. Campaign balance update for 1.33. I thought you would enjoy a detailed breakdown of the changes implemented in the 1.33 Reforged campaign, which you can now play on PTR. In addition to what is listed in this thread, you'll notice visual updates to a couple of maps as well. If you've got questions, feel free to ask. Log. Yeah, this is pretty extensive. How to make a campaign map. Yeah, some unit changes. Narrator voiceover first null will not play or truncate if you attack before they finish speaking. You can no longer run past, skip experience, level 2, and the lesson on chain lightning. Enemy AI has some different units on hard. And this is all really specific miniature. I thought it was going to be like starting when reduced. This is just like rebalancing of campaign. Something you play once and then never again. I think it looks like it was made harder for the most part when it is hard, which I guess is nice. Some of the campaign was too easy, I heard, when I played through it recently. People that play campaign a lot, they were like, hey, this is too easy. Some things were broken, not working properly. I remember there was one Dreadlord on the Dreadlord level map where too many Dreadlords were not attacking you, so it became easier. Direct link to a former dev post about it. Will there be chat rooms? I don't know the real name. We haven't heard anything. I wouldn't hold out your hope for it. Yeah, I liked it. Clan chat rooms. No, we haven't heard anything about that. I played it like 15 times. I replay it every once in a while. Okay, well that's nice. Then maybe you guys will enjoy this. Main gold mine reduced from 24,000 to 9,000. Well, this is not super interesting to me. Visual changes. This looks not fantastic. This does not look like Warcraft to me. This is Reforged graphics. There is a real problem with the color tones here. It doesn't look real and it looks really flat and dark. This is better. This is an improvement apparently with this patch. It is better, but still suffers from flat gray syndrome, in my opinion. Just not very good, sadly. Okay, that's the campaign. And that's all we have for you. When we find out more and when there will be more patches, I'll let you all know. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to sub. Thank you. Bye.